What's up, guys? Mike from Bold here, and welcome to another edition of Bold School of Commerce. The time is 12:59, so we're going to get going in about a minute. Today's going to be a little crazy. We are live streaming from, I think, 5 different areas, which we'll get to as soon as the live stream kicks off. So stay with me as we're about to get started. Okay, guys, so we're going to get started. We're going to start off a little bit differently right now. I'm just going to get all the live streams going, and then we'll kick right into it. So here we go. Right now, we are live streaming from Crowdcast, Facebook, Instagram, Periscope, YouTube, and that is great. So if you have any questions and you're watching on any of these platforms or any of these channels, please let me know. I just started with Periscope. Here's Instagram. Here's Facebook. Here's Crowdcast. Here's YouTube. Welcome to Bold School of Commerce. Today, we are going to be talking about user-generated content strategies and how to build trust and make sales. So as some of you may know, Bold School of Commerce is where we teach you our tips, tricks, and give you some help along the way for all of your e-commerce needs. Last episode, we started off with Bold School of Commerce. It's the summer of commerce, the summer of social. So for the next few lessons, we're going to be talking about social media. We're going to give you tips and tricks on how to get things going, which platforms you should be on, how to create some new strategies, how to make some sales. So if you stick around, we'll be doing a lot more of the episodes like this. For today's episode, we are talking about user-generated content strategies and how to build trust to make sales. So for this episode, we're going to be talking a little bit about what is user-generated content, why does it matter, where did it come from, and who's doing it really well. And then at the end of the episode, I'm going to give you 3 practical tips that you can start right now by the end of the episode or by the end of the day that can get your sales moving and your strategy up and running. So user-generated content, the number one question is, what is it? So if you think of it from an advertiser or from a brand perspective, you're creating content for your audience based off of what you think they would like to see. Do you sell the best ketchup? Do you sell the best clothes? You want to tell your consumers what's so great about your product. But if you think about it, nowadays with social media, it's almost easier for people to go online, review your brand, find out what people are saying, and then get their information that way. And that's kind of how user-generated content started. So user-generated content is essentially any content created by an unpaid contributor, or what we refer to as a fan. You're not spending any money on this advertising. These are your consumers advertising products for you, showing off what it's like to represent your brand, and really taking the reins on their own, so that way you don't have to. Why is this a really good strategy specifically for social media? Well, user-generated content is a really good indicator of the quality of the brand. So if you're putting the information out there on what you think your users or your fans or your following want to see, people are going to quickly find out by what other people are saying about your brand, what it is really all about. So any opportunity that you have to get your fans, to get your followers, to get your friends, to get to the people that you're advertising to show off your product, and to show that they like it, and to show that it's working for them, or they're really enjoying it, that's where user-generated content is going to come from. So why does it work? I think we kind of established that a little bit, but I just picked up a stat a little bit earlier that I wanted to share with you. Millennials spend 30% of their social media time engaged with user-generated content. So what that means is that people are online. Your customers are online, and they're checking out what other people are using your brand, are using your products for. So the best idea here is to get in front of that and start creating your own user-generated content strategies that you can implement today. So that way you can spend less time thinking about ideas. You can connect directly with your fans. You can find out what people are saying, And you can use that momentum, and you can use the fact that people are really enjoying your products, or they're actually using them, to convince people or persuade other customers to do the same. Gone are the days where you can just sort of tell people what. When you think about it, really now, your consumers are really the one dictating what your brand is. So they're going to be the best place to go for user-generated content. So now, if you're not familiar with user-generated content too, let me maybe paint a bit of a picture here. Now, I don't particularly know how long user-generated content has been around for. I did a quick Google search, early 2000s maybe, but I do remember the first time that I kind of saw user-generated content being put into place by a brand, and that was the Share a Coke campaign by Coca-Cola. Now, as many of you know, I still think that some of the Coca-Cola bottles still do this, but they have a name on them. And the idea here was to share a Coke with a friend and had their name on it. And that was really great. It was really fun. And then Coke took it one step further and said, share this online with us. Show us you enjoying a Coke, sharing a Coke, giving a Coke, what have you. And it really blew up. So people started thinking, hey, you know what? I'm enjoying this Coke. I want to share this with my followers. You know what? Even if you post something on your Instagram or your social media, usually it's showing off. It's about saying, here's what I'm doing. Here's where I'm at. I'm having a good time. Here's what's going on. And if you can tap into that as a marketer or as a store owner, that's really going to be your bread and butter at the end of the day. So I wanted to show you a couple brands that I think are doing a really good job of this. So if you'll allow me to share my screen with you here. Just give me a second here. And we are up and running. Okay. Oh, hey, you know what? This brings us to the Bold School of Commerce website. So while I have you here, let me just tell you what we've got coming up the pipeline. Today, we are talking about user-generated content strategies, how to build trust and make sales. Keep in mind, we are live broadcasting on Crowdcast, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Periscope. So if you have any questions, I'll do my best to take a look at that. Hi, Mike. Hey, I see you. That's nice. That's a great comment. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them, and I'll do my best to answer them right off the bat. So getting back to School of Commerce here, coming up on August 3rd, we have how to use Instagram to build your brand and make you money. I'm going to be touching on Instagram a little bit more today, so just stay tuned for that. And then coming up the pipeline after that, we've got using Facebook to drive sales to your Shopify store. Tons of social, Bold School of Commerce, Summer of Social. It's going to be hype. Make sure you turn in. So getting back to what we were actually talking about, user-generated content. Here's Pura Vida bracelets, and this is a really great idea in general. I'm just going to scroll down to the bottom of their page. So as a store owner, specifically a Shopify store owner, you have the opportunity and the option to put your Instagram feed below on your actual store. I didn't explain that very well. You have the opportunity to showcase your Instagram feed on your store. And this is great, and it's really great, especially for user-generated content. So here what you can see that Pura Vida takes the opportunity to ask their fans to show, them using their product and really enjoying them. And you really do get like a really beautiful sort of picturesque idea, and you get a good feeling of the brand. And you also get a really good opportunity to engage with your fans. Number two, another great brand, Bando. They kill it when it comes to user-generated content. They've got a great following. They do really great work with their social media. So make sure to check that out. And as you can see, down here at the bottom, we'll check out their Instagram right here. It takes you right to the page. And you can see users using the product, enjoying the product, mentioning how much they're actually enjoying the product. You know what I mean? This is where it really comes down to users using your product, and you sort of just take your social media to the next level. Just playing around here. Okay, and we're back to here. So I'm going to take a second here. What we're going to get to next is some of the actual practical tips and tricks that you can use. I'm just going to take a look at our social medias here to see if anybody has any questions. People are joining. This is really great to see. We'll check the Facebook over here. Okay, I don't see anything happening here. Are we live? Sorry about that. I got a little bit distracted here. Okay, well, let's get back to the actual lesson plan here. And we're going to start with these 3 tips that you can use today to start using user-generated content, start, getting a social media strategy going, start to talk to your fans, start to show off some of your products. And we're going to do it with tip number 1. And so the way that I'll do it, there's 3 brands and 3 tips. So I'll show you a little bit about what they're working with. I'll explain the tip. And then if you have any questions, feel free to ask along the way. So the first brand that I wanted to talk about that I will share with you right now is the wonderful Starbucks. So Starbucks does a really good job of incentivizing fans to participate and engage online by offering prizes. So, there's a bit of an incentive. It's a bit of a give and take. You should be, if you want your users or your Facebook fans or your Instagram fans or your followers to do something, an incentive is a really great way to kind of get things going. So as you can see here, Starbucks does a really good job of incorporating their following, showing off the beverages, and how you can incorporate this for your store. So Starbucks, they do a really good job promoting their new products. So specifically, here's their summer. The summer drinks are out. They ask fans to share their favorite summer drink. They offer them a Starbucks gift card. I think it goes a really long way because as you can see, there's tons and tons of people sharing their Starbucks drinks. They'll probably use some sort of hashtag. I know that around the Christmas time, it's the red cup. People are always on look for that. I'm not sure if they have the summer hashtag right now. I'm sure they do. Maybe we could take a little look here. People are talking about their drinks. They're having a great time. And that's really what user-generated content is all about. Okay, just moving over here, checking out some of the comments. No comments yet. Let's get back to the main screen. So tip number 1, incentivize fans to participate and engage online by offering a prize. Encourage your fans to use your product and maybe incentivize them with some way that you see fit. Tip number 2, using Instagram to help users find your products. One brand that's really doing a great job of this is Wayfarer. So allow me to show you a little bit what I'm talking about. We'll just move over here. We'll do a little bit of a shared screensy coming up. So here we have Wayfarer's Instagram account, and I'm talking a little bit about Instagram. I think mostly because, as a lot of us know, Instagram is the platform used to show off your products. It's very image heavy, and if you do have beautiful pictures of your products or pictures of people using your products, why not share that with everybody else? So as you can see here, and I know that some of the people who are either on Periscope or the people who are on Instagram can't see this, make sure to check out Bold School of Commerce. We'll be posting this on our social media a couple of days later so you can see what we're looking at. I kind of just realized that now, but that's kind of what happens when you're live streaming on so many platforms. So getting back to the next tip, leveraging user-generated content to help Instagram users find and shop for your product. So here what we see is Wayfarer is showing off people using their products in exactly where you would have them, in their home. So if people are looking for certain products, if people are looking for chairs or they're looking for new ways to decorate their homes or their dining rooms or their bedrooms, they're probably going to be searching for these hashtags online. They're probably going to be searching for those hashtags, and lo and behold, if Wayfarer at home comes up, you're going to see these beautiful pictures that are put on from their own users. So this isn't Wayfarer saying, hey, check out these products. You know what I mean? I'm sure what they're for. That's what the mailers are for, what the magazines are for. But when you get a sense of other people actually using their products, I think that it goes a long, long way. It's one thing for you to talk about your products, to show your products, to send that big, thick magazine, to have your information in a newspaper. You know what? Who's reading those things and who's kind of going to see that? But if you have your customers talking about your products, being excited about that, acting as your marketing team, then you're really setting yourself up for success. And that's great. That's really great. So We talked a little bit about Starbucks, how Starbucks shows off some of their products. If you have a new collection or if you have a new product line or you want to show that, slap on a hashtag to that. Ask your users to take a photo, post it online using that hashtag. If you want to give them a little bit of an incentive, that's cool. If not, that's cool too. And you'll see that the more user-generated content happens, more people will kind of jump on the bandwagon and start sharing your products. Now, as a social media manager, I mean, even if you don't have a social media manager, if you yourself are the ones who are doing your social media, this saves you a ton of time and a ton of effort that you don't have to come up with this content all the time. If your fans are talking about your products or anybody out there is talking about your products, they're your best advertisers. They're your best marketers. Make sure to share that. There's a couple apps you can use. I think Regram is one of the really great ones for Instagram. Very easy to follow, maybe something to consider using if you haven't already. And that brings us to our third tip, which is encourage customers and users to share results from successfully using their products. So what I mean here, this is kind of wrapping it all together. This is people, and it kind of goes back to a little bit about that Share a Coke campaign. This is getting your customers to use your product, to tell people how excited about them, to show it off using some sort of hashtag. I follow this Instagram account, and I'll share it with you right now. I think it's great. I think they really, really do a good job of showcasing what it is they do, and that's Airbnb. So Airbnb is one of those companies where they don't need to tell you how good the service is or what they're all about. And they use social media to do that by getting their fans to tell their story for them. So as you can see here, you know what, and let me be clear, it's not all user-generated content, but take a look at the screen here. So take a look at the screen here, and the best part about this is I can't tell which images are posted from Airbnb and which images are actually user-generated content. And if you can get that kind of meshing together, that's a big, big win-win combination right there. So we're taking a look at that one. We're finding out that your community and your customers are really the best marketing tool that you can have. It goes a really, really long way to kind of get started with Instagram, get started, with user-generated content. I'm just going to take a little bit of time here. I'm going to check out the live streams, and it seems like we don't have too many questions going on. So I got a little bit disorganized here. Things were getting a little crazy, but nonetheless, I don't see any questions. Today we talked about user-generated content. If you do have any questions, this is going to be posted on our social medias a little bit later. So stay tuned. Make sure to check out our Facebook page, our Instagram page, our YouTube channel. You'll see more and more of the School of Commerce information. Make sure to check out our social media too. We're doing a lot of cool things with video in general, and I know that this is the summer of commerce and the summer of social. Video is going to play a really big component to that. Once again, let me just tell you about what is coming up the pipeline. August 30th, that's coming up in a couple weeks. How to use Instagram to build your brand and make more money. So we talked a lot about Instagram today. There's so much more that I do want to talk about. So make sure to tune in for that. The next lesson is going to be using Facebook to drive sales to your Shopify store. That's going to be great. We're going to be showing you some great Facebook pages, some great Shopify Facebook pages, some great social media, some great Facebook pages in general, giving you the tips and tricks that you need to become a social media specialist, a social media guru, whatever way you want to call it. And the whole purpose of Bold School of Commerce, just to reiterate, you want to be the person that people are going to be going to for their social media help. So come to class, ask questions, tune in. If there's anything that we haven't covered, if there's anything that you want to know about, let me know. Let us know in the comments. Once again, this has been Bold School of Commerce, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.